We should be live. Yep.
Put this on Do Not Disturb. All right, I really kick this off tonight then. All right, so Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, this is the branch of the Kentucky Hebrew Israelite Church, and I'm Ra'ib Tazadakwa, and joining me to the left,
Brother Iwab.
all right, and joining us from out there, the GMS Charlotte brothers. This is the beloved brother.
Sakallah.
Okay, and before we get started, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh. Okay, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and respect to the brothers teaching and pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, to the hopeful elect, 144,000 and the 1/3, as well as the rest of the elect scattered abroad amongst the heathen nations to the four corners of the earth. To you, we say Shabbat Shalom, Shalom. All right.
Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
And so this is a special Sabbath, a special Shabbat, because this is the final day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And we got the normal Shabbat tomorrow. Okay. So we got a sit down, plan through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, where we're going to get into the universal basic income, the mark of the beast, and World War III, because all of those are connected. Okay. You got so the title is UBI, mark of the beast, then World War III, because it's going to come in that order, man. All right, this universal basic income. They've also thrown around the idea of debt cancellation. I mean, that's enticing, man. You mean I can have all my debt just wiped out? Yeah, just take this mark. That's all. Fourth round of stimulus checks leading to another major step along the path of the universal basic income. Okay. And that's all moving us rapidly towards the mark of the beast, which is already spreading around the world. Okay. Who knows how many people have already taken the mark of the beast? All right. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but every time you see a news article or read a report about the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, the Neuralink brain implant, it's always, you don't really hear numbers thrown around about the Neuralink yet, but the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, you always hear, and it's always several thousand people. Doesn't matter if it was from 2, 3, 4 years ago or if it's from a month ago. It's always several thousand people. If it's always several thousand people and new people getting added, how come the numbers are always the same? Because they aren't telling you the real numbers. Okay, really through the spirit, I believe it's tens of millions, if not more, of people on the face of the earth who have the mark, and it's growing rapidly. Okay, so you got this universal basic income. You got, like I said, this idea of debt cancellation. You got the fourth round of stimulus checks. All that's rapidly moving us towards the implementation of the mark of the beast and the mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, whether or not they call it mandatory, whether or not they say it's mandatory. Now, is it mandatory? Has the government made it mandatory for you to wear a face diaper? Some of the Agim call them. One of those. Let me get one. Just for anybody who's been living under a rock. Has the government made it mandatory for you to wear one of these? Technically, no. But if you want to function in society, you got to wear it, don't you? You want to go in that store and get your chicken wings. You're going to wear it, aren't you? All right. Well, then it's mandatory. And that spirit, I expect that's the way they're going to do this mark of the beast. Oh, it's not mandatory. It's optional. You got to get it. But if you want to function in society, if you don't want to starve, well, you might want to get it. It's just a suggestion, though. I suggest you get it and not starve, right? No, that's mandatory, man. See, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Yep.
Okay, and that serpent was a man. Okay, all right. You read in the book of Genesis early on. It's a metaphor, man. It's an allegory. All right, that serpent is not an actual serpent slithering along the ground. Yahweh Shai was here, the one the world ignorantly and incorrectly calls Jesus Christ. He called the wicked scribes and Pharisees a brood of vipers. Was he talking to an actual literal brood of vipers? Everyone understands, no, he was talking to men, and he was referring to those men as a brood of vipers. Well, in that same manner, the serpent that was in the garden was an actual man, because Adam and Eve weren't the only to people on the face of the earth, man.
Mm-hmm.
There is no understanding of the book of Genesis, okay? And I hate to burst your bubble, but there is no understanding of any of the books of the Bible in the wacky-tacky so-called Christian church, okay? All right. So going back, man, to Genesis chapter 3. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. The other beasts of the field, the other nations, man. Even Yasharallah is likened unto a beast of the field. The field is the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Even Yasharallah is likened unto a beast. Okay, sheep. We're the sheep. Okay, the lambs. Feed my lambs. I wish I wasn't talking about a literal flock of lambs, man. All right. So, yeah, if I laughed out loud, I didn't mean to. But hey, so he's being subtle, man. He's doing what he always did. This is his nature. Okay. And he's going to do what he does and lead the world down a path because that's his job. Proverbs 16:4. Yahweh Shemel Shai has created all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. And this is what, hey man, this is the day of evil. The wicked are going to do what their job is, man. And they're going to bring about that hour of temptation. And then once that mark is made mandatory, quote unquote mandatory, then World War III. Actually, yeah. Then Slack, y'all got my wires crossed. Then World War III, man. Mm-hmm. Which World War III, if you listen to one of the major Babylonian military officials, they'll tell you that World War III is already being fought. How would he know that? Because he's fighting it. Right. All right, that's what they said. I forget whether it was an admiral or a general, but one of the high-ranking Babylonian military officials told you World War III is already being fought. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to be getting in today through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Before we get into we got some articles, and if the spirit leads us to, we get into some news clips, whatever the spirit leads. Okay. But before we get into that, Sagala, you got something you want to add?
No. We rolling the spirit.
All right, I give it to you then, bro.
Connie, I was also going to say that going back to that, to the mark, man, that's what the government is doing. They are conditioning you to take the mark. You got the face diapers, you got the vaccine, you got the vaccine passports that's starting to be pushed and everything. They conditioning you to take it. And let me just get that definition for conditioning, because some people may be in conditioning. Yeah, conditioning. It's a definition of conditioning, and it says, if it'll let me get it. It says the process of training or accustoming a person or animal to behave in a certain way or to accept certain circumstances. And at first, people was like, I'm not going to wear the mask. I'm going to go in Walmart and do what I got to do. And then you walk in Walmart, you the only one, you got the masses wearing a mask, the face diaper, and you the only one not wearing it. Then you got the people staring at you. So next time you go out, you're going to be wearing one because you don't want people looking at you a certain way. They training you to accept the agenda, man. And then we coming into them times when, there was a last year to walk in the store, you had to scan your hands to get your reading. Brother did some lessons on it, but they accustoming you to and training you to get ready for the mark, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we ain't. Obviously, you got to function in society. There's a big, huge difference between wearing a face diaper so that you can go and get your groceries, and even scanning, your wrist so that they can take your temperature or whatever. All that's bullshit, yes. But if you got to do that to function in society, then go ahead and find and do it. But the point the brother is making is that it's conditioning. Yeah. This is the serpent doing what the serpent does. And it's conditioning. It's like, whose name? Pavlov's dog, right? Wasn't it Pavlov, Sagala? Isn't that the or was it I forget the name of the psychiatrist who he would ring a bell every time he fed the dog.
Oh yeah.
And then eventually, he could just ring the bell and the dog was late. Oh shit, time to eat. Whatever.
Yep.
And that's what the government is doing with you, man. The government is conditioning you, like the brothers right now. The government is conditioning you to do what? To rely on them.
Yep.
Oh, the government's here. What you got for me today, Mr. Government? Okay.
Yep.
What, you want me to stand on one leg and turn around, and then you get okay, stand on one leg, I turn around, then can I have my hand out for the day? So the government is conditioning you, man. All right.
Con, I got what I want to add too.
Go ahead, bro.
The brother brought out conditioning. It's another term called predictive programming, and I got it right here as well.
Go ahead.
Which it goes even more into what was brought out, which is, they're programming the people, through being subtle, and it says it in the definition. It says this is, if you go to Google, this is how is predictive programming used in the media. It says predictive programming is a subtle form of psychological conditioning, but the same thing Ayawab just brought out. It's a subtle form of psychological conditioning provided by the media to acquaint the public with planned societal changes. And guess what? The Bible speaks about planned societal changes is coming, which is the New World Order. Those are the planned societal changes that this devil, got for you tribes. Mm-hmm. And two-thirds are going to be led as a flock to the slaughter, the Most High said. It says to acquaint the public with planned societal changes to be implemented by our leaders. And that's starting with your local government all the way up to your federal government. It says, and when these changes are put through, the public will already be familiarized with them and will accept them as natural progressions. Mm-hmm. See? So all things are done when you check it, all things are done, through the process of gradualism. So the people believe that this is just okay, this is normal. Well, this is what we got to do. Like the brother just brought out, illustrated perfectly. Right. Dealing with the whole mask, the face diapers, I like that term, and so on and so forth. They doing the same thing with the jab.
Right.
All of these things is really leading to the chip. Right. But the men of the Lord are the ones that have that understanding. So we are the ones, the believers, we are the ones that's equipped to deal with what's coming. The Most High didn't leave us out here, hanging. He left us with this truth. You got it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 14 and Ecclesiastes of Sirach 14 and verse 8 or verse 7. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly.
Yeah.
And the last he will declare his wickedness. If he's doing, y'all think he's doing good, man, for these with the money, with the stimulus checks. You think okay, well, they want us to wear masks for our good. They want us to take the vaccine for our safety. But it's really they doing it for their own agenda, man. They doing it to push forward their agenda. And and once everything starts coming into play and you start seeing the devil for who he is, that's when you'll be like, damn. So they was doing wickedness all along. It was for their benefit, man. It ain't for your benefit, ultimately. Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah. Could you read that one more time? I got a precept to add to what you just brought out, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes of Sirach 14 and verse 7. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. See,
the predictive programming, is that spell. It's a spell that Babylon is known in Nahum as the mistress of witchcrafts. When you go into that, it goes into those that who have mastered witchcraft on the highest levels. Mm-hmm. So that's Babylon. And then I got a precept here, just laying backing off that because they've mastered witchcraft. They've mastered, all the cunning, sagacious, crafty ways in order to deceive. These are the modern day witches and warlocks. Mm-hmm. There's these devils here in Babylon, pushing this energy throughout the earth. Right. So this is Proverbs 23 and 27. It says, for a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. And the strange woman is the philosophies we know through the precepts. This strange woman has been a pit unto our people, unto the nation of Israel, because they've listened and they've believed this strange woman. Now I'm gonna continue on, get the point. Verse 28, Proverbs 23 and 28. She also, speaking of the philosophies of this strange woman, Babylon the Great, Revelation 17 chapter, she also lieth in wait as for a prey. So Babylon set traps to trap who? Primarily the tribes up. But now we know everybody is intoxicated from the wine of Babylon. So Babylon sets the traps to intoxicate the people, to keep them under that spell. It says, she also lieth in wait as for a prey and increaseth the transgressors among men. She continually have our people doing what? Transgressing the laws of the Most High, which we know is sin. Okay, verse 29. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? who have babbling, who have wounds without cause, who have redness of eyes. All those that go and take on the ways of this devil. Because verse 30 says, they that tarry long at the wine, the philosophies, they that go to seek mixed wine, that go into any and every way but righteousness. Right. The Bible says our people are ever learning, but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. Now here goes the next two lines that line up perfectly with what you brought out, Ayawab. Proverbs 23 and 31. Look not upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth its color in the cup. These philosophies look good from the outside looking in. They don't look so bad. Babylon, she's speaking sweet to you. She don't seem so terrible and so treacherous. If you don't have the eye salve on, then you can't see her, because the eye salve is what allows us to see in darkness. And the Lord say in Isaiah 60 that the earth is in darkness and gross darkness to people. So the way we can see, brothers that believe and sisters that believe, is the Lord gave us the eye salve to be able to see in the dark like an owl. So we can see that the traps, and we can see the lies, all the lying wonders. It says, look not upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth its color in the cup, when it moveth itself aright. At the last, what you brought out, Ayawab, at the last it biteth like a serpent and stingeth like an adder. This devil, and he get your ass at the end. Right. The predictive programming and all this stuff is to set you up, to put you in a trick bag. So at the end, when the chip is mandatory, you're going to have 2/3 of our people saying, man, this is what we got to do. They're going to be in the General Yohana spirit. You got to eat, don't you? Only a fat ass nigga would say it's Salakia. Only somebody in the spirit, of this devil, would say something like that, man. Talking about you got to take the chip. You going to eat. You got to eat, right?
I guess he never read. I guess he never realized.
Absolutely. That shows these people don't believe, man, even of the circumcision. So that shows you who the true men of the Lord are, And once again, at the last, it's going to bite you like a serpent. It's going to sting like an adder. At the last, you got it, bro. You got it, Ryan.
That's a beautiful tie-in to what the brother was saying, man, because another illustration that goes right along with that, and then I'm going to give it to you, bro, because I see you got a nice precept there, but another illustration that goes right along with that, man, is these women, man, because Babylon is likened to a woman. She's that whore that rides upon the beast, man. And what happens when you run into a woman, and that woman, she's determined in her mind that she kind of wanna throw down with you a little bit. She wants to conquer you. She wants to get you. What does she do? She speak real sweet, man. Yep. She enticing, like that's a good word. It's seductive, enticing. Yep. She's doing everything that, and it's like, damn, that's exactly. Damn, I didn't think. You know what I'm talking about. I didn't even think you do it that good. Be like, damn, she doing everything. Oh, damn, she said that. Right. Wow. Oh, she cooked that. Did that. Oh, she wearing that. Right. Oh, we gonna do that tonight. See what I'm saying? Everything, man. Yep. And then what happens? She switches. She switches just like that, man. One day, all of a sudden, it's like she decided, I'm good now. I got what whatever. I'm demons. Yeah, and that's what she turns to. Yep. She turns into an absolute demon, man. Yep. And that's what this whore is, man. Like the brother brought up, man. Look not upon the wine when it moveth aright. Yep. That's the man. This whore who's an absolute demon. Don't listen to her when she's speaking all enticing. Don't listen to her when she's wearing that thing and like, damn, she wearing that thing right. Don't listen to her, man. Right. She tells you all the words that you want to hear, and she's so sweet and pleasant and to do anything. Oh, is that what you like? Oh, I'll be happy to do that for you. Don't listen to her, man. Don't listen to a whore. Don't listen to a whore literally. Don't listen to a whore physically, spiritually, man. Yep. And the spiritual whore. The greatest spiritual whore is Babylon, man. So, that whore that rides upon the beast. So it's just a beautiful time, brothers. Go ahead. You got it, bro.
Kanye, there's a lot of shows and movies you'll have like some woman like singing, and then like you'll see the dude like mesmerized by her, and then like she like singing and like you mesmerized by her beauty, and then like she's walking up to you and you just still looking at her, and then you like she'll kill you or something. That's how she'll like get you and stuff. Yep. Revelation 18 verse 3: For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Of her fornication. Go ahead, bro.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You got it.
No.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, you good on that, bro. If you was gonna get into the article,
yeah. This is so jumping into the article. It says from Fox Business. This was published 2 days ago, March 30th, 2021. It says, could you receive a fourth stimulus check? Momentum grows for recurring payments. And, I want to get that recurring, the definition of recurring. It says to recur, happen again, occur again, be repeated, repeat, happen repeatedly, reappear. So they want payments to continually flow in, man.
Yep.
So it says 21 Senate Democrats urge Biden to send recurring checks as part of infrastructure bill.
Read that part again. What percent?
It says 21 Senate.
Just 21 Senate. Okay. Yeah. 21 Senate Democrats. Go ahead.
It says, yes, 21 Senate Democrats urge Biden to send recurring checks as part of infrastructure bill. So it says stimulus infrastructure speeding may only create short-term economic boost. Former group CEO said, and it says again into the article now. It says a growing number of Democrats are calling on President Biden to send recurring stimulus checks for low-income Americans as part of his sweeping infrastructure package, arguing that cash payments are necessary until the U.S. economy fully recovers from the pandemic.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think the average Babylonian is going to say about that? You think the average Babylonian is going to stand up and say, I don't think that's a good idea. Why are you talking about sending me recurring payments? Right. What do you think the average Babylonian is going to say?
Hell yeah, the average Babylonian.
Turn that tap on, baby.
Hell yeah.
You know? So, yeah. And why, we're going to get a little bit more of this article through the spirit, but why? You got to ask yourself a question. Why are they doing it? Because they're our government. They love us. They're here to serve. We the people. Pay us. Pay the people. That's why. No, man. Well, let's just get a little bit more then.
Kind of says, in a Tuesday letter addressed to the president, 21 senators led by Ron Wyden of Oregon asked the administration to automatically extend unemployment insurance benefits and send recurring direct checks that would be tied to certain economic conditions. It says, the crisis is far from over, and families deserve certainty that they can put food on the table, a roof over their heads, the lawmakers wrote. Families should not be at the mercy of constantly shifting legislative timelines and add HOC solutions.
I agree. I deserve it. No, man. See, you guys should ask yourself a question, man. Is this? I mean, not to get off, but why is the government feel it's their role to save everybody? Why does the government feel it's their role to save everybody? Why is the government going to step in, man? Why is the government talk? See, this is that witchcraft, man. This is that moving a right. Y'all deserve it.
Right.
You deserve to aid us in your destruction. Yes, we deserve to aid you in a what? What'd you say? Yes. Long as you're paying us, yes. You see what I'm saying, man? So, why are they doing this, man? Just like the brother brought out, okay? They don't do anything good, man. And if they do something good, it is to further their wicked agenda. It's for a wicked and nefarious and evil purpose at the end, which will be declared at the end. Okay? And when it is declared, all that you thought was good, all that you felt was good all along up to that point is going to be completely wiped out and completely erased. All right? Because this is about fattening you up. Fatten you up for the what? For the slaughter. Okay? Sure. Moving you in for the kill, man. Okay? And what is the end result? Like Aaron Russo in the Alex Jones conversation, talking about when Aaron Russo was who made Trading Places and a couple of other movies that that Eddie Murphy was in. He was talking to Nick Rockefeller, I think it was, and Nick Rockefeller, explained a little bit of the plan to him about the RFID microchip and getting everybody enslaved. And Alex Jones goes, total control. And Aaron Russo goes, total control. That's what it is. Total enslavement, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the birthright was originally in Esau Edom's hand, but only on paper. Not really, only on paper. Technically, it was theirs on paper for a moment because it was always meant for Yaquab. It was always meant for Yasharala, right? But Esau despised it and he sold it for some stew. And the stew wasn't even finished cooking yet, but that's the way he likes it. That's why it's always getting rare and straight. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of just straight bloody. I mean, raw, literally raw. I'm not making a joke. They just eating the stuff. They kill a deer out in the field, cut it open, wrap it. I'm not joking. That is not a joke. Straight up, straight face. All right, I'm not making it up. Go look on YouTube.
Esau, no, that's Esau.
Right, yeah. And so that's Esau being toned down when he gets his meat medium rare. See, he's chilling out, it's like, I'm being more civilized. No, you're not. Okay. So he had his birthright and he sold it for some stew, some bloody stew. And then later on, he cried about it and he wanted to kill Jacob for it. And he's been trying to get his birthright back ever since. Mm-hmm. And this is his carnal means of doing that, enslaving the world, because what's the birthright, man? To have all the other nations serving you. And who has that birthright? We do. Okay, all the other nations are created for us. Read 2nd Ezra. I think that's the 6th. Yep. 6th chapter near the end, towards the we're right around there, 54th verse thereabouts. Okay, and Psalms 2 and 8 and 9. Okay, and a lot of other verses, man. Revelation chapter 1, Revelation chapter 2, a lot of other verses all through the scriptures, man. And so and so Esau Edom is trying to get this, he's trying to get that through carnal means. And that's what this is all about, man. Putting the chip. What did they do? They tagged their cattle, man. Yep. And here lately they chipped their cattle. And what did they call you all? Goyim, which means cattle. And why did they call it nations? Why did they call it that? That word goes back into cattle, man. That's something you do to cattle. Okay. All right, the truth hidden in plain sight. You Rose got it. You got something?
No, it's just we roll in the spirit.
It says the senators did not mention many specifics, including the size and frequency of the payments, the income eligibility level for recipients, or the economic conditions that would cause the federal government to cut off the money. And it says the expanded financial assistance would be part of Biden's Build Back Better plan, a wide-ranging plan that aims to make massive investments in infrastructure, revive domestic manufacturing, and combat climate change, among other issues. It says Biden is planning to unveil details of the first part of the package on Wednesday in Pittsburgh, including how he intends to pay for the measures.
That must have been a joke.
It says the measure
how he intends to pay for it. Go ahead, bro.
It says the measure could include as much as $3 trillion in new taxes and $4 trillion in new spending.
Oh, okay. And printing. Don't forget the printing.
Yeah. It says these 21 senators have joined the overwhelming majority of the American people in calling for more checks. Greg Nassif, a spokesperson with Humanity Forward, said in a statement, Parks business. This is about more than giving families the support they need. This is about protecting our economy and securing an equitable future.
It's heavy because they want an equitable future. They say, right, they want everybody, they always preach this, let's all come together and be one, which we know that's contrary to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And the scriptures tell us that Yahushua was always about division. He said he's coming to bring division. Think not that I come to send peace. The scripture said there was a division among the people because of him. So we know the spirit that Babylon is coming with. This is actually, why this place is known as so many other places from the past, because they just really taking all the stuff from the past. It's like a conglomerate of all the wicked fucking places all in one. It's Sodom and Gomorrah, it's Babylon the Great, because it's the same thing they was doing before. Everybody coming together being one, going all the way back to the time of Nimrod and on forward. It's the same thing. It's the same playbook. They keep doing the same play. And none of it's going to work because the scriptures say, which I got a precept for, if they could, I got two precepts actually, just to feed the spirit. If they could, they would deceive the very elect, which we know the very elect is speaking about the 144,000. If they could, now check this out. This is what the scriptures say. Matthew 24:24. For there shall arise false Hamashiachim, false so-called Christ, right? False anointed ones, false Hamashiachim, and false prophets. And we've been talking about some of these false prophets. It ain't hard to tell. When people are throwing the Passover and you see them throwing a big party during the Passover and they dancing, and throwing a big party, that's easy to show when you read Exodus 12. That man ain't in line with the scriptures. It's not hard to tell, who are the ones that's here to mislead you. So it says, for there shall arise, and this chapter here is the end time chapter, pushing forth a lot of end time prophecies. There shall arise false Hamashiachim, which they are here, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So it says, if it was possible, they would deceive the very elect. Now, the brother brought out the word, used the word seduce earlier. And that led me to this precept right here. It said, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Now, when you go to Mark 13:22, it says something similar, but it gives us more understanding. Mark 13:22, it says, for false Hamashiachim and false prophets shall arise and shall show signs and wonders. And then it says to seduce. See, many of the people have been seduced. So Esau, Edom, everything they're doing is what the brother Ayuwa brought out from the beginning. All of it is seduction. All of it is to seduce you, through predictive programming, having you being in the mindset of thinking that these things are all normal and that it's okay. Now, those that don't have the knowledge of the truth, the Apostle Paul says, some have not the knowledge of the truth. I speak this to your shame. It's a shame if you don't got the truth to know which way to go. These goyim are just going to go in a way. That's why the Lord said they're going to be led as a flock to the slaughter. So it says to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. See, if it were possible, then they would be able to seduce the elect if we didn't have the truth. The difference between us and a regular 2/3 nigga in the world is that we got the truth and we believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We still subjected to the curses. We still subjected to the bullshit in this world. We still got to wear the face diapers and all that. But what a line stops at is when they start telling us to do things that we know that the Lord said, hey, this is the point of no return. We'll wear the face diapers. We'll play the little games. We'll play. I call it Esau's bullshit campaign. We'll play and be a part of his bullshit campaign up until the point where we know this is the line, and the line is what the Bible says. The line is no. You're not jabbing nothing in me. You're not sticking nothing in me. You're not doing none of that. That's not gonna happen, because faith is what's keeping the believers now and moving forward. That's how we're gonna endure to the end. It's through faith and fear. That's how we're gonna make it to the end, brothers. Lord willing, that's how we're gonna make it. The Lord said if we endure to the end, He gonna give us salvation. So he said He's not a man that He should lie, that He won't forget our works and labor of love that we show toward His name. So the ones that don't have this, it's a shame because you being seduced. You being seduced by the hoe. She, this hoe got AIDS, and you going up in the raw. Hoping that you don't get it. You see what I'm saying? This hoe got AIDS, and you going up in the raw. Hoping that you don't get it, with a smile on your face, you see, Jake is through, man. This place is finished, and that's why we have so much to be thankful for. We owe everything to Yahweh Shai. We owe everything to Yahweh Shai, because if it wasn't for Yahweh Shai, man, we'd be like these niggas out here through in the world, waiting for universal basic income to come, which the Bible, which you got some, I'll come behind, I'll land back after you, because I was going to go into Isaiah 30 and then Isaiah 36. If y'all brothers want to get into that.
I'm going to hand it right back to you then, bro. But just
you got
it. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay, which is your mind is getting into your which is your heart. The scripture speaks about your heart. That's talking about your mind. Lob, the frontal lobe, labia, my mind, right?
Yep.
Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Where did I lose my place? Okay, no, here it is. By the renewing of your mind, that ye may, and here's the end result of that. This is the reason why that's so important. Okay, that sounded good, sounded like the right thing to do, but what's the point? That ye may prove, test, show, display, discern, be able to tell, that you may prove what is that good, that acceptable, and perfect will of the Most High. I want to know. You hear wacky techie Christians always talking about, I want to know God's will for my life. I want to know what God's will. Yeah, and meantime, they more worldly than the world.
Yep.
You ain't never going to know the will of the Most High. You perform through this world multiple times over. So yeah, and it's not, if you want to know the will of Yahweh it's for you not to take that mark and not to take any jab, okay? And to come and to repent and to return to your power and to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of your ability.
That's right. That's beautiful. And what you just brought out, before I bring this precept, is the line, this proverbial line that's being drawn. It's a spiritual line that's being drawn. Either you're gonna be with Yahweh Shai and the righteous and the Alahayim and the hopeful elect, or you're gonna be with Satan and Esau and the 2/3 and the heathen. Either you're gonna be with the 2/3, the heathen and the wicked, or you're gonna be on the other side of the line. You're gonna be on the righteous side. You stand on the right or the left. That's the choice that the Lord is showing in the spirit.
All you fence riders, the Most High is not gonna let you ride the fence, man.
The Most High is not dealing with that. You see, and we know the Lord said, He will spew you out of your mouth, out of His mouth, Salakia. So if you think that you can ride the fence and you can play the game, and that's the people who hear the truth, hear the trumpet blowing. They might even be watching the videos. They might be the ones that bump the horns and say, hey, brother, man, what y'all brothers doing? That's powerful, man. That's beautiful, man. The Most High don't deal with dick riders. You ain't gonna dick ride your way into the kingdom. You gotta choose a side. Either you're gonna be all the way in or you all the way out. You can't play the fence. You can't play the middle. It don't work that way. Now I got a precept going into that. I'll give it to you. This precept for you, Ra'ad. This is going into what you brought out because it's a beautiful precept. This is 2 Peter 1:19. It says, "For we have also a more sure word of prophecy." It says, whereunto you do well that you take heed. It says, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
Was you finished?
Almost, but you can. I'll start it from the top. 2 Peter 2, 2 Peter 1, Salakia 19. It says, we also have a more sure word of prophecy. It says, whereunto you do well that you take heed. As unto a light that shineth in a dark place until the day dawn and the day star arise in your hearts. You got it, bro.
Because a light is shining in a dark place. Okay. Yahweh Shai Mashiach was that light. Now he's not here right now, in body, so to speak, in his glory and all of his glory. That's very shortly to be fulfilled. Revelation 1:7 comes to mind. My favorite precept about the kind of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. I also had to say 2 Ezra chapter 13 is pretty high on this too. Okay, but what did he say to his name? He said, "Ye are the light of the world."
Yeah.
Here, His Spirit's in us. Okay, the Spirit that brings the understanding of this book. Okay, we're here. He said we're the light of the world. No man lights a light and puts it under a bushel, and a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden.
Yep.
Okay? That's the elect. That's His prophets. We are the mouthpiece of Yahweh Shai. We have a more full word of prophecy, and we are that light that has been set. We are that city set on the hill. We are that light that's in the world right now. Okay, and then what happens? John 3:19. Let me read it. John 3:19. Y'all like John 3:16 so much. We'll read down to John 3:19.
They'll never do that though. They'll never do it, bro.
Yeah. John 3:16. John 3:16. We'll read John.
Hey, the Christians read John 3:16. Close the Bible. Take off running.
Take off running. Oh man.
Let me finish.
Right.
Yeah, they don't even finish it. Through.
Oh, well, let's just get a little bit of this here. We're not even gonna read John 3:16 because y'all don't understand it anyway.
Right.
All right. Okay, that world is not talking about the whole world. It's not. There's 3 Greek words that have been translated to world. One is oikoumene, which means the whole world and the entire inhabited planet and all the inhabitants thereof. That's not the word that's used here. Okay, then you have eon or aeon, which means an age, a period of time. And then lastly, you have cosmos. That's the Greek word that's been translated to world here in John 3:16. And it does not mean the whole planet, nor does it mean all the inhabitants thereof. If that was what it meant, it would have said oikoumene. No. Okay, this is cosmos, which means an apt and harmonious arrangement. Look it up. That's what that Greek word means. And what the apt and harmonious arrangement is talking about? It's talking about the apt and harmonious arrangement of the Israelites. Matter of fact, it even can mean a government. So what government? The government of the Israelites. John 3:16 is for God, the Most High, Yahweh himself, so loved the world or the government or the nation or the family of Yasharallah, Israel, and that's all he's talking about. That he gave his only son, that whosoever who is an Israelite might believe on him and not perish. Salvation is only for Yasharallah. All right. So now let's continue on. For the Most High sent not his son into the world, again, cosmos, into the world of Israel, like you have the wide world, the animal world, the plant world, all these different worlds, right? Okay. By whom the worlds with an S were made. Okay. Okay, yeah. I think that word goes into the ages. Okay, but still, it's plural ages, it's plural worlds as far as apt and harmonious arrangements. Okay, and then you have the earth and all the inhabitants thereof. Okay, to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Again, talking about the world of Israel. This is cosmos. The world here is cosmos. He that believeth on him is not condemned. Okay, wonderful. But he that believeth not, he is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten, the only angelic power personally created by Yahweh himself. Okay, the only begotten Son of the Most High, because the Most High has many sons. All right, but he only has one begotten Son, one Son that he personally made. Okay, and spoke into existence. And this is the condemnation. Here's 3:19. Y'all read 3:16 all the time. And this is the condemnation. Wait a minute, I thought he said that yeah. But then it says he that believeth not is condemned already. Y'all are unbelievers, man. You're not renewed by you're conformed to this world. Okay? You're not renewed by the transforming of your mind. You're conformed to this world. This is the condemnation that light is coming to the world. Yeah, that was true back then, but that ain't true now. Yeah, that's right. You didn't because Yahweh Mashiach was the light. He came into the world back then, and they loved darkness rather than light. But the same thing's happening again. Just flip over to Ecclesiastes 1:9, and it tells you that which has been is that which shall be. Is that which shall be. There, that which has been done is that which shall be done. There is no news from under the sun. Okay, and it's the same thing today. This time we're that light, and we don't have a light in of ourselves. We get our light from Yahweh. He's the branch. I mean, he's the vine. We're the branches. Okay, he has said we are the light, and we're the light in the world today. And what's the case? That light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because they're used for evil. And it's just like it was the case back when Yahweh was here. It's the same thing today. All right. This is the same. It is the same thing today, man. Okay. Now I don't remember exactly what the wording was on that precept, bro, but what got me off into that was that word light. Can you read that precept you brought out? That started this one more time so I can wrap this up.
Yep. This is the book of First Peter. It's the book of First Peter. So like a book of 2 Peter 1:19. It says we have also a more sure word of prophecy. Right. Whereunto you do well that you take heed. As unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
Right, and that's the part that kicked me off on this, man. Let me read this, John 3. As to a light that shineth in a dark place, man, gross darkness. darkness, man. This world is covered in gross darkness. That's why the men of Yahweh stand out so much, because it's like you don't just have darkness, man. You got gross darkness. And you don't just have gross darkness, but it's covering the face of the earth according to the scriptures. And then you got lights. It's like, whoa. There's a light over there, and it stands out. People got to make a decision. Do I want to go to the light? As I go to the closer I get to the light, the uglier I look to myself. I see how good I am. Oh man, I'm a mess. No, I want to fade back to black. I want to fade back to the darkness, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil. And so, yeah, that's it, man. And ain't nothing more evil. Because we did show you how the devil is getting ready to, he's conditioning us. He ain't conditioning us, but he's conditioning people, man. You zombies, and getting you fattened up for the mark of the beast. And let me read this real quick because we're gonna get to the mark. I think you guys said let's see what it is, bro. Let me read this real quick in Revelation 13-16, because this is what this UBI, this debt cancellation, this fourth round of stimulus, which is going to lead to the UBI. This is all about Revelation 13 and 16. And he, which is referring to Esau, Edom, man, those who are in power and rulership together. Okay, they're Edomites. There is no end to all the people. When you read about all the different ites in the Bible in the Old Testament, they're all still here, man. A covering casket for them. Okay, who did that? Edomites. They're the devil, man. Okay, the devil doesn't mean the spirits of demons Satan. The word devil means slanderer. It means accuser of the brethren. The spirit of demons Satan doesn't have a brother, not in that sense. Okay? It's not talk about the spiritual demon Satan. The devil carries out the bidding of the spiritual demon Satan. The devil is a group of people, a race, a nation of people on the face of the earth today. They're the wicked. Okay? When you see devils talking about the slanderer, man, who's doing the slandering? Esau slanders his brother. Who's his brother? Jacob. All right? So let me get this. And that's Esau eating, both causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive mark. That word mark does not mean what you think in English, man. That word mark, okay, it's the Greek word charagma, okay, which means an indelible or an imprinted stamp. Okay, all right, which is like something you can see underneath. And if you notice, when they get that mark in their hand, they do like that. They like, oh yeah, see, you can see my tip right there. There you go, check, charagma. But it goes deeper than that. You click on the root word for charagma, and you see it's charax, which gets into a pale or a rampart or a palisade, a stake, something that is stuck and pierced and penetrates something. Well, that's that tool that they use to put the RFID chip in you. And it's obvious for the Neuralink brain implant, man. That. Okay. All right. So there you go. Charax, check. And then what about the root word for that, man? Grapho. What does that mean? That means a recording of information. To write or record information on a parchment, tablet, paper, or other material, such as an RFID microchip or a neural brain implant. Check. Man, that's the mark. Okay? And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand. Don't flip over a couple of pages, and it just says in the hands. Okay, here in Babylon, they're predominantly putting it in the right hand. That's the reason why it says that here. Okay, but if you ain't got no hand and you get it in your thumb, you got the mark of the beast, man. He's going to get the lake of fire. Okay, all right. Or in their foreheads. When you dig into the word for foreheads, man, it means region between or slakia, between and or behind the eyes. What's that mean, man? It's your head. Neuralink brain implant. Okay, get it in your head. All right. And that no man might buy or sell, say he's the head. They don't use the RFID logo to support. No, they don't use it for that. Man, aren't you paying attention to the news? Every day one news clip they put it on, they always say, so he can use it to buy stacks, and he can use it to buy this, and he can use it to buy. How can you say that? You're just being ignoramus, man. Just pay attention. Don't just open your mouth and speak on such important matters, and you haven't even bothered to pay attention. All right, it's obviously being used to provide itself. All right, come on, man. All right. Save he that had the part for the name of the beast, for the number of his name, hear his wisdom, let him that hath understanding in all thy getting that understanding, man. I ain't have no understanding when I was in back in Christianity. I was like, I don't understand. I want to understand. I don't understand, but at least I knew I didn't understand. You see, wisdom is the principal thing. Get thee therefore wisdom, but get that understanding, man. Okay? Here is understanding. Let him that hath understanding, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for the number of a man, and his number is 600, 3 and 6. Okay, because that's what this means, man. It's the mark. And before World War III kicked off, this mark is going to be mandatory, man. Whether they call it mandatory or not. So yeah, bro. The water kicked me off on a little I don't know, tirade, whatever you want to call it. What you got, bro?
I got a little bit more.
All right, well, before you want to get into something, I thought you had some, bro. You want it, by all means, go ahead.
I think it'll still be here. Hey, brother, he can finish the article. Then I got a couple things we can jump off into through the spirit.
Yeah. It says Congress has approved close to $60 trillion in relief spending, putting the nation's debt on track to hit a record-shattering $30 trillion this year. And
what's that song say? Baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet, man. They just getting started, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like through the spirit, they on the final blow up, man. Before this thing pops. And it's like when you see something blowing up and going, it's like, oh yeah, that's gonna pop. And it just it reached this point where it's not gonna return, but it still can get bigger and bigger for a while. It's just like, oh man. And then it just kind of has that moment where it just kind of and we don't know exactly when that's gonna be, man. It could be another couple years down the line or whatever, or it could be another couple years down the line. We don't know. We don't know exactly. But we know it's close. Yeah, I don't see that.
But I was going through the comments at the bottom, and somebody said, honestly, I almost want recurring payments at this point, simply to speed up the process of hyperinflation and get it over with. So far, there hasn't been any reckoning for the record spending by the government. And there was another one. The dude said, "Free money, free stuff." So you see these people, they beyond right now. And once the UBI comes in, and that's going to lead to the dollar crash. That's going to lead to the market or dependency.
Yep.
Then I was looking up about World War II and the Great Depression. The Great Depression happened, and then 4 or 5 years later, they were still suffering from the Great Depression, and they went into war. And I was looking up. It says the gross national product of the U.S. as measured in constant dollars grew from $88.6 billion in 1939, while the country was still suffering from the depression to $135 billion in 1944. War-related production skyrocketed from 2% of GNP to 40% in 1943. So when this dollar crashed, they're going to try to look for ways to get the money back, and to get World War III, they're gonna have businesses, like military stuff here and there. Ultimately,
that's heavy. All of this shows that our people trust in Babylon. I'm gonna start at Isaiah 36, but we can start and go to Isaiah 30. Your brothers want to and get a little bit of that, but I'm gonna get a precept real quick out of Isaiah 36. It shows that our people trust in the ways of this place. Mm-hmm. They being conditioned to believe and trust whatever the government says, and to go with them because they believe that through the spirit that they have their best interests at heart. That the government truly is here, to keep order and to steer them in the right direction. And to be that savior. Our people believe that they're going to save them. They don't believe that Yahweh Shai is coming back to save them. They believe that the government is going to save them. And here it is, Isaiah 36:6. It says, "Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed." See, this place, the Bible says Babylon, she can't be healed. So she's falling. Remember those old commercials back in the day? I'm falling, I can't get up.
Yeah.
So Babylon is falling and she can't get up. Yep. So Jake don't know that Babylon, that this reed is broken. That Babylon's power is waning, and Babylon is circling the drain fast as hell. Mm-hmm. Our people don't know that. 2/3 don't know that. So it says, "Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed." It says, "On Egypt, whereupon if a man lean," and when you lean on something, that's symbolic of support. So our people lean on Babylon for support. How do they do that? Through these stimmies that they're giving out, like hotcakes, through EBT, through Section 8. Yep. Through all the goodies. The scripture said they shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields and for the fruitful vine. Because see, all these things have been set up. It's been a way that a lot of our people, have been able to be comfortable here in Babylon. But all this is about to go away. It says, "Whereupon if a man lean, you depend, it will go into his hand." And literally, that chip is what's going to go into your hand or your head, like the brother Rob was, illustrating. Revelation, the 13th chapter. So they gonna lean on this place, not knowing that ultimately, in order to get the things they've been getting, what they've been leaning on, they got to have the chip to go into their hand. It says, "And pierce it." You're gonna have to get pierced with the chip. Mm-hmm. It says, "So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trusted him." Now that literally goes into the fact that this is symbolic of our people trusted in the system and being disappointed, but that's ultimately the end results of trusting in Babylon and trusting in Egypt. The modern day Pharaoh, it starts with the elites, on down to the American, government, but it starts with the elites, which is the shadow government that's running the whole world. So all that trust in Pharaoh, all that trust, in this new world order system that they setting up, they're gonna be pierced. Mm-hmm. And when they get pierced, that's gonna be a one-way ticket to if the Most High really hates you and he wants you to be here for the burning, for the biggest barbecue ever known to man, that's gonna be a one-way ticket to be a part of that barbecue right here in Babylon the Great. Because this motherfucking place is gonna fry. The Most High, what the Most High gonna do to this place with those hundreds of millions of missiles?
It's gonna be legendary.
Yeah, it's gonna be legendary, and it's overkill. Because he said it will be more tolerable in Sodom and Gomorrah than for that city. Yep. Speaking of, hey, this place now, it could be linked to this place now. The Lord said it will be more tolerable in Sodom and Gomorrah than this place. And that place ain't nothing but just sulfur and dust. Can't nothing grow there. It's nothing there. It's a desert. So how much more is Babylon the Great gonna be when the Most High, allows the nations to unleash on this damn place? You see?
Yeah, bro.
So that's what's coming to this place.
You got something? Yeah, I got a precept for you, bro. And then you get Isaiah 30. You get Isaiah 30 coming up. This says in Exodus chapter 9, verses 9 through 12. Then shall they be a pitiful case. Let me see. Did I start up far enough? Let me see here. Yeah, I think. Let's see here. I don't think that's. Yeah, I think that's they be in pitiful case does not have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away is spiteful. And that's what you do. Like if you come across a message, you come across something of your Habashim outside who are telling you, thus say your Habashim outside, that RFID microchip, that's the part that we've spoken about in the book of Revelation, that neural lane brain implant, that's the thing with the forehead, the region between the eyes, and the region between and behind the eyes, and then you just say, oh well, and you just click off the video and go watch something else, or you scoff at it, you don't go watch something else, and certainly if you come against it, actively come and publicly come against it, that's you casting it away despiteful. And the scripture says here that the result of that, or the reward, or the payment for that, is that you shall dwell in torments. Mm-hmm. torments. Okay, do we have to look that word up? I don't think so, but for such as in their life have received benefits, yeah. Hey man, the scripture says that the Most High makes the sun to shine on the righteous and the unrighteous, the rain to fall on the righteous and the unrighteous. Yes, hey man, you got benefits. The Most High hasn't struck you dead, hasn't caused you to drop dead right there. The Most High put you to death right there. He put you to death the moment you stop, drop dead. But he gives you mercy, man. Such in their life has received benefits. You still get to have certain blessings. Okay, Most High is forbearing with you. And giving you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, the such is in their life that receive benefits, and that's multifold too. And have not known me, and they that have loathed my law, you hated it, you despised it, it was detestable to you. It was something to be scorned. Going back up to the first verse, I've cast them away. When I say first, I'm talking about the one I read, verse 9. Cast them away despitefully. Okay, loathe the law of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Did you hear that, Sarnetta? Okay, scoffing at the law of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, all right. Cast them away despitefully. Let me see where I left it. Yeah, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty. You got liberty right now, man. Don't you know the Most High can bring anyone to repentance, and he can harden anyone's heart. The Most High is giving liberty right now to hear the message and do the right thing. Son, I'm going to whoop your ass if you don't get right. Now I'm going to give you a chance, all right? I'm going to give you a chance. This is what you need to do. You need to listen to what you're being told, and you need to do it, okay? Because this is that time when you got an opportunity to do the right thing. Yes, right? See, that's what the Most High is saying. While they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. See, I mean, come on, man. Cast them away despitefully, loathed his law, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. The Most High is going to, hey, you're going to get right one way or another. All right? Why choose the painful path? Why choose to ask what people try? I'm just saying.
Oh, go ahead, you got it, bro.
Like I was just going to say that when I was younger, like, and I would have chores to do, but then like my parents would leave me and start to do the chores, and then I would be like, then I got a little sister. I would say I'm gonna go in this room for 10 minutes, and if my chores ain't done by then, I'm gonna hit you or whatever. And so then I go in the room and you hear it running around doing this and that. And so that's just like the brother was saying, like the Lord is bringing time again to repent, and he's gonna go into the room. Then when you come back out and you ain't done what you're supposed to, you're gonna
get some consequences. Yeah,
consequences.
And man, the Most High is not selling any wolf tickets, man. I mean, come on, this is the Most High we're talking about. Okay, he's an all-consuming fire, man. I mean, this is the power. This is the Most High who flooded the whole earth and destroyed everybody in trouble. And only really one of them really saving. The others have been saved by association. All right, you got it, Sugar.
Yeah, I got a quick precept for that. What you brought out, going into how our people loathe this law, And the key word in what you read was while they yet had liberty. It's Galatians 5:13. It says, "For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh." So we've been called unto liberty, meaning we don't have free will. Because we have free will, that means that we can literally do whatever it is that we wanted to do, which the Bible illustrates perfectly from beginning to end, from Revelation to from Genesis to Revelation and through the Apocryphal books. All the holy divine scriptures prove that men don't have their own, that they don't have free will. Because if that was the case, that Jonah wouldn't have been in Nineveh preaching like the Most High said he was going to be doing. If that was the case, the Apostle Paul would have never came into the ministry. We can go on and on. So it says, "For brethren, ye have been called into liberty." We've been called into liberty, which is this grace period, what the brother Rob was speaking about. That's the grace period that we have right now to get right. That's why we just came off of the Pesach and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and that's a microcosm of us purging, away wickedness, purging away sin, dealing with things here, in the mind, renewing our minds, getting our mind right, So this is the time to get your mind right. That's the liberty. Only use that liberty. Don't use the time that the Most High is giving you, because in Ecclesiastes 8:11 it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore it's in the hearts of the Son of Man to do wickedness continually, roughly paraphrasing. Right. That's why people think that they can do the things they're doing, because the Most High don't bring judgment right away. The Most High lets you build, your rap sheet up. So when he brings judgment, hey, you can say. Right. You go ahead, you got something?
Well, I'm just saying, man. Hey, it's like not to like the Most High to a woman, but women are good about that too, bro. Women got something on you, they don't say nothing right away. Now most of the stuff they got in you, it ain't off anyway. It's only here in this wicked upside down backwards society that they call it off, man. What they call evil good and good evil. But that woman thinks she got something on you, man. She don't say nothing.
That's right.
You don't say nothing. She come in and talk to you and get you in deeper. Yeah. That's kind of hey, man. That's the Most High. The Most High lets you fill up the measure of your wickedness. It just depends. Right. It depends. Does the Most High love you? Well, he gonna chastise you. He gonna correct you. But the Most High ain't really loving you like that. He gonna sit back and let you fill it all the way up. Why's he gonna do that? So that he can put some blessing on you that he wants to put on you.
That's right.
That's the way the Most High works, man. He lets you fill up the measure of your wickedness. Fill up the cup. That's what happened to the Canaanites that was in the land. The Most High was like, they have not yet filled up the measure of their wickedness yet. Once they fill it up, I'm kicking them out, bringing them in.
It's a wrap, man. Yeah. So it says, use not your liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. So this ain't the time to be a nigga. This ain't the time to be in the spirit of Babylon, living your best life and all of this kind of nonsense. It's the time to get right. But for those that loathe his law, that don't want to do that, well, over and over again, the Lord is reiterating it through the Spirit and the Scriptures that if you don't want to come into this wise counsel and do what I say, well, then I'm going to judge you. That's cool. If what I'm telling you ain't good enough for you, then that's cool. You don't got to do it. I'm going to judge you for it. And then I'm going to kill you. And then you Israelite, you're going to come back in the kingdom and you're still going to serve me. Yeah. But you're gonna do it with but you're gonna do it with gladness in your heart then, So if you don't want to serve me now, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna bring you back in the kingdom and you're gonna serve me with gladness in heart. But you're gonna be ashamed as hell. You're gonna be ashamed that you chose the world and that you didn't choose Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
And it's gonna be a painful death too. Ain't gonna be no peaceful passing.
No, because the Spirit of the Lord is gonna be in that fire. And the scriptures talk about how many people gonna get trapped up because they're gonna see death and they won't be able. So that's the times that, that we are coming into. And like I said in my video last night, we are already in the time of Jacob's trouble, because there has to be a beginning. Isaiah 32 said, many days a year shall you be troubled, you careless women. So we are already in the time of Jacob's trouble. We're in that time. It's just the greatest of the tribulation hasn't come yet. We are already in terrible times. I was watching the video and I just took some stats and stuff off of it. I couldn't post it because it says something with crown in it. Now they just, got this thing where if you say you put anything, any title, you mention too much, the algorithm's picking it up. And it was Israelite women, a few Judite and Issacharite women that was complaining about how the pandemic done affected them the most. How now they don't know what to do. They 8, 10, 15,000. One person was 17,000, in the hole. Don't know how they gonna pay it. Don't know how this is gonna do. Well, what we talking about? They got the plan for you. Mm-hmm. They got the plan, the UBI, Universal Basic Income, and ultimately the chip. They got it ready, So Jay, in these positions, they're gonna just go right with it because they feel like, well, dang, I got all this mounting debt. It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic that was planned. So they set it up so it can be this way. But we know it's through the Spirit of the Lord. So we say, Prakataya Yahweh Shem Yahushua for that. We're grateful to the Most High. Whatever it takes for this bitch to go down, we don't care how it's gonna go down. We just want Babylon. We want this place to completely fall because that's our ticket out of here. Right. But these niggas is in the spirit of Egypt. They want to stay here. They don't want Yahushua to come. They don't want salvation. They loathe the Lord's laws. They don't like his prophets, man. Man, them dudes, man, them Israelites, man, they be doing too much, man. That's the spirit our people are in. You know, they hear the words, but they won't do them. The Lord already gave us a playbook on Israel. I can jump on Isaiah 13 if you want me to, or I'll let you go.
You meant 30, right?
I'm at 30, Slocky. 30.
Okay. You have something? All right, let me read this. Land back on what you just said, and then I'll go ahead and get to that.
Yeah, I won't go much. I'll go about 7 verses. That'll be it.
All right, bro. Whatever the Spirit has you. Okay. But this is the book of James, chapter 4, and it reads, verse 7: Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High, resist the devil. That's not talking about the spiritual thing. That's talking about the flesh and blood devil that is walking around on the face of the earth saying, "Hi, how you doing today? Hey, buddy. Hey, how you doing?" Okay, that devil, right? Resist the devil. Okay, resist the devil. Let me see here, and he will flee from you. Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Here's getting to what the brother was really saying. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your heart. Okay, ye double-minded.
Yep.
Okay, you fence riders, you stragglers. You know, thou art to them as one that playeth a lovely song, or playeth a lovely melody. But they hear your words and they go away and they keep them not. Okay, this is what you ought to do: be afflicted and mourn. Over what? What am I supposed to be mourning about? I'm having a good time. I'm getting a $4 stimmy checks. They're gonna give me universal basic income. They're gonna cancel my debts. What am I mourning about? And weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. Yep. Why? Because over your sinful condition, all the sins all the abominations that you did against your power. All right? Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. You got it, Sakala.
Yeah, this is the time that we should be in great humility. The Lord talked about sackcloth upon your loins. It's the time to be getting right, and that starts in the spirit. It starts in your mind. Your inward man. It's about getting your inward man right, because that's the only thing that's going to give you, the ability to be able to receive this truth and be able to purge yourself. The scriptures speak about, purging yourself, from the ways of the world. That's the only thing that's going to allow you to be able to have the spiritual endurance and stamina to be able to endure, which is going to be faith. Faith's going to have to just kick in on a level where there ain't going to be no answers for nothing. What answers could we have when this devil crashes the economy and says that you got to take the chip? The answers can only be the Most High. What other answer could we come up with? This is the wicked shit that he's imagining in his heart to do some wicked shit like this, to create a world like this, a world where men is turning themselves into women and women turning themselves into men, a world where everything is through, everything is polluted. What can we do? We got the trust, the faith to believe in the Most High. That's the gift. The Most High gave us that. He said, all you got to do is have the faith of a mustard seed. All you got to do truly is believe what I'm telling you. If you believe what I'm telling you and you take what I'm giving you, which might not seem like much, but it's a lot, because when you're going to have something that the world ain't going to have, like it says in, I think it's John 14:17, it says, even the spirit of truth whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not. 2/3 of our people, they can't receive this truth. So that mustard seed of faith that's given, that's all it takes. But they loathe it. They don't even want that. They're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good with being in Egypt. I'd rather go back to Egypt when we was eating cucumbers. That's what niggas are saying. I'd rather go back to Egypt when we had cucumbers to eat.
and garlic.
Hey, in the Passat, we was going with me and my son, took Banyah with me today, my son, to this Issacharite place. And we went in there, and there was a Judite that came up and said, hey, so do y'all got chicken? And it was like, nah, we just ran out of chicken or whatever. Jake just took off mad. You see what I'm saying? That's the spirit of our people, man. No patience, want what they want, feel like everything's supposed to revolve around them. No, we operate on the Most High time scale. It's a time to humble yourself. But Jake don't want to do that. That's cool. The Most High put a spirit on you, probably because he want to kill you. 2/3 is a big. I always say it's a big ass number. It's an astronomical number, man. You know, and especially of the nation of Israel, who's like the sand of the sea.
Right.
2/3 is a big ass number. And if you ain't got this truth, man, it's somewhat of a decent chance that you could be a part of that through crew. And that's a bad judgment that's coming, man. But I'm gonna zip through that. I'm gonna break it down all down, but just speak on it. Brothers can jump in too. I'm gonna read down to about 10. Yeah, about 10. You know, we rolling pretty good. Now this is Isaiah 30, and you know, a chapter that we go into a lot because of the fact that you know, the title of this chapter says Judah and the house of Israel is warned against the Egyptian alliance. The Lord don't want us to be aligned with this place. But what did he say in Isaiah? I believe it's 13. Those that join unto them are going to be thrust through. He don't want you to be. You don't want to get thrust through. The Most High don't want you to get thrust through. He's not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But 2/3 don't want that. They don't want righteousness because they can't hear this word. They can't receive it. He set it up that way. It's just the will of the Lord. Isaiah 30:1, which is why we are fortunate, you know, and blessed to be able to do this work. So we move like that. Isaiah 30:1, woe to the rebellious children, the same ones from Isaiah the 1st chapter, the same rebellious children who the Lord said, hey, if I keep afflicting these niggas, they're going to just revolt more and more. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me. These scriptures break themselves down. That cover with the covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. They don't know that they're circling the drain quick when they continue in the ways of the world. They just add sin to sin. You know, they're driving themselves into perdition, into destruction. That walk to go down into Egypt. We know Egypt was going into bondage. See, they believe that this place is for their benefit, but this place is only to keep them further in bondage. So they'll be sitting here crying. Now the new thing right now is they got the whole trial of my man on what was his name? Dude just got killed last year. His name just slipped my mind. George Floyd. That's the new thing. Everybody is, you know, watching the George Floyd trial and getting all emotional, saying this is like the OJ trial back in the 90s. Jake is caught up into all this bullshit, which it is what it is. You know, George Floyd was a wicked nigga that got judged, whether rightfully or not. We know that his shit was wicked, but Jake is wicked. So we don't feel no pity for these niggas. We're not sitting here weeping for this nigga that got put to death because he in paradise right now. He at peace. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. When you go in the shadow, I was going into it the other day, the shadow of something is a silhouette. You know, it ultimately goes into an illusion. You trust in an illusion, you know, like the illusion of inclusion. You believe that what the brother read earlier, that it said something about so that we could be equitable. You believe that we somehow going to be equitable. You know, I saw an article a few years ago, we used to bring it out, how it said that it would take another 230 years, 240 years for the so-called black people, with the Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, the Israelites, to be on a level playing field with Esau. So that's to be where Esau is now. So where the hell you think Esau would be in 200 years? You see, if it would take another 200 years to be where Esau is at, for us as a whole, where will he be at? See, that's our people. They trust in Pharaoh. And they trust in the shadow of Egypt. That shadow is an illusion. They believe in illusions. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. This is going to be what's going to be confusing for a lot of people, is when the Lord crashed this economy. When the Most High tell those angels, all right, enough. It's time for the next thing to happen. And this economy crashed, like it says, the second great crashing is going to come from the hill. It's going to be a cry of the fish gate. You know, when that second great crash should come to these nations, that's going to be what the scriptures say. There a lot of people's shame and confusion, trusting in Egypt. They're going to be ashamed and confused. And that's what's going to humble a lot of these proud ass women. It's talking about WAP and all this type of stuff and twerking. And, what'd you say, bro?
Hot girl summers. Hot
girl summers. Bitches walking around with camel toes showing. All it's about to be an end to this shit. Now we men. As men, hey, it's what it is. We like women, and we ain't no faggot, so of course ain't nothing wrong with that. That ain't wrong in the eyes of the Most High. But the wickedness that has exceedingly polluted the whole earth is the problem. That's the problem. The Most High know that we in this hellhole, and we trying to fight with what we got to do right and live righteously, right? But these niggas ain't trying. These niggas don't care. They don't care about nothing concerning the Lord. They don't give a damn about no scriptures. They don't care about the laws, the commandments. Nothing. All these niggas know is carnality. straight carnality, like it says in Romans the 7th chapter. Paul said, the things I would not, I do not. These niggas don't even do that. They don't go through the process of none of that. They just wicked, just wicked, man. Brute beasts. The Lord said, in Jeremiah 2, he said, even though you wash yourself with nitrate, your sin ain't removed. Like y'all can't be clean. Because why? You can't be clean because your mind, it can't be transformed. You're so far gone in the world that you can't receive nothing. Now I'm gonna go down to the point. Now I go down. I'll keep reading verse 4. For his princes were at Zoan, and the ambassadors came to Hanes. It says they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them. It says nor be a help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. See, what Jake is gonna find out is that Esau ain't here for your profit, that you can't never trust your enemy. He don't know that now. He think that Esau is his fucking friend and that they cool. The Lord said, don't let him sit down, to the right of you, roughly paraphrasing, because once again, at the last, he gonna show you that he a devil. Right. But Jake got to see it to believe it. A lot of people believe that. We tell them about the chariots, this and third. Yeah, man. I mean, it's probably true, man. But I gotta. All right. So you gonna see, a little leaven in the whole lump. If you can't receive it, you don't want to. Well, this is what I want to believe, or this is what I think is best. Well, then you do it your way. We'll see if your way works, because it's not gonna work. It says, "For the Egyptians shall help in vain." See, these Egyptians, these modern day Egyptians, they got you in bondage. Those that have you in bondage, which is the Edomites that Brian was speaking about. That's the man that's ruling the world. The modern day Egyptian shall help in vain. See, him giving you the UBI and giving you the STEMIs, him giving you Section 8 and giving you EBT and shit, that's this nigga helping you in vain. And I say nigga because he's the fucking original, he's the real nigga. Esau is the fucking original nigga, man. He taught niggas how to be niggas. That's why niggas is through, because Esau is fucking through. He don't stand for nothing that's righteous. For the Egyptians shall help in vain. Everything they're doing is in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength, the scriptures say their strength, the strength of the modern day Egyptians. Look, let's see what their power is. Their strength is to sit still. Esau gonna go like this. When niggas is crying and shit. Talking about, open up the government and all that. We done seen it time and time again. How much more when the economy crash? Yeah. They're gonna be telling, please, come on, you can put the chip in my ass wherever you want to put it at. They're gonna go for whatever Esau say. They're gonna be cool with what he say. Because his strength is to sit still. He gonna say, let's see what they do now. I ain't gotta do nothing. Hey, eventually roaches gonna come out. They're gonna have to eventually come out to eat. So these cockroaches, what I'm saying, like my man Tony Montana, these cockroaches, they gotta come out. That's what Jake is, cockroaches. It says now, go write it before them in the table and note it in the book that it may be for the time to come. It says forever and ever. And now we have these words now that was written by Isaiah for the time to come. It says and forever and ever. That's how we know what's going on. We plugged in. The Most High got us plugged in through the Spirit. We almost done. Isaiah 30:9. It says that this is a rebellious people. Reiterate the same thing. Lying children. Niggas will say they love God and they didn't read the Bible 5 times. This is a rebellious people, lying children. These niggas is liars. Children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because of what you said, Brother Ra'ad. These niggas refuse to just consider. My people do not understand. My people do not consider. In Hosea 4:6, they don't even consider. Isaiah the first chapter. They don't even consider the words of the Lord. Destroy for lack of knowledge. It says, which say to the seers, this is what they say to the brothers. Whether they do it internally in the spirit, which the angels can read your mind, and they still give the report. So niggas that scoff in their head or watch the videos thinking that we through, hey, the angel's still gonna report it, and you still gonna be held for all the shit you even thought in your mind. Because the Lord said, not every spirit is of the Most High. So you got to check the damn thoughts that come in your mind. But these niggas don't know to do that. So they scoff in their head or they walk by thinking something like this. Oh, they are so pathetic. Well, you had them uppity niggas that walk by, them Christians. I know y'all brothers have seen them Christians before. Them uppity niggas walking by with their church suit on, whatever. And they woman and they walking and they kind of give you that look and that little look of disdain, like they disgusted at you, like you doing something wrong. That's the spirit of Jake, man. They say to the seers, and they say it in their mind, and some of them literally say it, see not unto the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They only want to hear lies. And that's why the Lord going to destroy these people. It says, they say, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. We don't want nothing to do with the truth, man. We got our own truth. We got our own way of doing it. You know, man, I'm a whatever form and facet of lifestyle they into. I'm a new Wabian. You know, I'm a born again Christian, you know, a Presbyterian, a Pentecostal, Catholic. You know, I'm a free thinker. You know, I'm an atheist, whether they say it or not. You got some of them in that realm too. Well, I don't believe in nothing. I don't believe in anything. I mean, I believe in myself. You know, I believe, well, let's see if yourself can save you when your ass get hungry out here, when ain't nothing to eat. You see?
Yeah, I believe in I believe in the universe. Yeah. You know?
Say it again.
I believe in them. Got people believing in the universe.
That's right. Niggas believing in the universe. Well, what is believing in the universe gonna do for you, you know, when you ain't got nothing to drink and there's chaos out here in these streets? When the scripture say it's gonna be civil unrest, where man ain't gonna have no pity upon his neighbor, where women gonna be getting ravished and their children gonna be getting dashed to pieces. What answers you got for the times like that that's to come? These niggas don't have no answers. But yet they got it all figured out, you know, but they don't have no answers for what they gonna do. We know what we gonna do. We gonna call on the name of Yahweh Shem Shah. That's what we gonna do. We gonna trust and believe. And the kingdom come by not by observation. So guess what else we gonna do? We gonna do the work. We gonna put the work in. We gonna have faith that the Lord, hey, he gave us his word. We gonna have faith in his word. That's what we gonna do. That's our plan. Our plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, is Yahweh Shem Shah. That's what we gonna do. And we gonna have faith, you know, and we gonna let you niggas do what you do. You know, you go and choose the guys that you want to, you know, partake in, and let's see if they'll save you in that time. That's what the Lord say. Go choose the guys that you've chosen. See if they'll save you. You know, which those guys we know are no gods. So the Lord making mockery of you niggas, because the men of the Lord are here, you know, and the Lord's gonna confirm the words of his messages. So the things we say, the Lord gonna confirm that because he's doing it already. So why wouldn't he continue to do it? And why wouldn't he save the best for last? The Most High saved the best for last, brothers. We almost out of here. You know? Y'all brothers, guys.
Yeah. Want to get that forward through?
Probably get to that another time. But yeah, just real quick to add what you're saying, man. When it comes to the people out here who aren't listening, those that are despised the ways they ultimately get out of the elect. It's impossible for those who are the elect to be deceived, to fall out. And it's impossible for those who are not the elect to hear it.
Thanks.
Just think about it physically. You got a physical person and they got ears on their head, their ears, but they're deaf. There's something wrong internally to their ears. So while they have ears, they really don't have ears. And just as it's impossible for that person to hear what you're saying, all the more so they just don't even have any ears whatsoever. You know? Something happened, they just don't have any ears. You look up, there's just no ears. Your ears are missing. How they gonna hear anything? And it's that same way, you know, in the spirit. Someone who doesn't have ears to hear or eyes to see in the spirit, speaking, they cannot receive the truth, man. They cannot receive it. That's the reason why, you know, Yahweh Shah Mashiach would say, if you can receive it, or if you have eyes to hear, eyes to see, and ears to hear. Because if you don't have eyes to see, you're not going to see it. If you don't have ears to hear, you're not going to hear it. We're talking about the spiritual eyes, the spiritual ears. All right. So yeah, that's and you still, you know, we don't expect everybody to receive it. Matter of fact, we expect very few to receive it, because the elect is a very small remnant. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. Not only a remnant, because a remnant in and of itself it means a small portion, but it's not just a remnant; it's a very small remnant. So you got a whole bunch of remnants, and then you got some big remnants, medium sized. Ooh, there's a small remnant. Ooh, a very small remnant. That's what this is. You see?
I remember a long time ago we was talking, and this had to be a few years ago. We had done took the census of the people in the world to see what the number of the elect was, and I can't remember what that number was.
Yeah, it was like, I can Well, this is just going to be the 144,000. We talk all the people. We talk about just men.
Oh no! It was we was wanting to see what the 144,000 was in comparison to the people in the world. And I can't remember that number because remember we were speaking and we were talking. Yeah,
it was no bigger than 1 in every 100,000 men.
Yeah,
but it might have been. I think it was 1 out of every 100,000 men, or it might have been 1 out of every million men, or something like that.
It might be closer to a million because we're talking in the billions. Yeah, it's 1 out of every million. Yeah, something like that.
It was no more than 1 out of every 100,000 men. That's.
Oh yeah. It was. Yeah, I think it was even in the millions.
It might have been.
Just because 140, showing that when the scriptures speak about that the elect, starting with the 144,000, the only ones that can learn that song, showing you how precious this word is, man. And even of that's starting with the very elect, with 144,000, but even of the 1/3, that number, even though it's unnumbered, is still a pretty big number in comparison to the people on the planet. Mm-hmm. We really don't know how many people on the planet. There's a lot of guesstimations that go on. Like there's guesstimations every year how many so-called Latinos in the country, since they're supposedly the growest, the fastest growing, that what Esau calls the fastest growing minority, in America, or whatever, becoming a majority. They'll guesstimate how many is in the country and so on and so forth. They don't really know. Now, how much more the world? So that's how precious, us being in this ministry is, bros. Like it's so precious that we are one of a kind. How the Lord got us scattered about. We are precious, man. We are truly that fine gold. Because there's so few of us that have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, faith, and fear that really do this. We really do this. We don't play. This ain't something we play with. Christianity, people play Christian. Mm-hmm. Anybody can be a Christian. All you gotta do is say that you believe in God. But what God do they believe in?
I said the sinner's prayer. So just a quick precept of what you're saying. This is in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. Let's see here. Yeah, this is verse 32. This is what the so-called Christian church calls the Hall of Faith or something like that. The Faith Hall of Fame or something like that. And it's picking up at 32. And what shall I more say? For the time failed me to tell of Gideon and of Barak. Notice it didn't mention anything about Deborah, okay? And Barak, right? Because it was about the man being in leadership. Deborah was a judge, about the man being in leadership, okay? Otherwise, why would it not mention Deborah? Okay, because it doesn't mention any women. Okay, but let's see here. And Barak. Well, obviously, if you just see up, you see that it did mention a woman or two. Okay, so no, it left Deborah out. It was about the man being in position. To tell of Gideon and of Barak and of Samson and of Jephthah, of David also, of Samuel and of the prophets. Okay, who through faith subdued, who through faith, okay? Hebrews 11:6, okay? Hebrews 11:7, Hebrews 11:1. By faith, okay? Now faith is something things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Who through faith subdued kingdoms, faith the size of a mustard seed, like I was bringing up, subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire. Hey, what has been done shall be done. Okay, there is no new thing done. Escaped the edge of the sword. Out of weakness were made strong. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Waxed valiant in fight. Okay, turned to flight the armies of the alien. Women received the dead, raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a judgment and resurrection. Talk about looking forward. Okay, and others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment, and you shall be cast into prison 10 days. Okay, be thou faithful unto death, crown of life. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins, and they wandered about. You shall be pampered on the earth. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, destitute, afflicted, tormented. What do you think of the condition of those who don't, at least initially, before the Most High kicks in the power and all those things, of those who don't take this part, right? Tormented, of whom, this is the point, of whom the world was not worthy. Of whom the world was not worthy. Like the brothers going into, man. And we're in a very blessed, honored position. But are we regarded as that by the world? The world don't, but they're not worthy in that regard to be those things. Of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in desert, and in mountains, and in men, and caves of the earth, and these all have obtained a good report. Okay, through faith, received not the promise. The Most High having provided a better thing for us, that they without us should not be made. We're in the time when salvation is going to be fully manifest. They weren't in that time. They still had to look for it. We're in that time. Now is our salvation clearer than when we first came. We're looking up. We're looking to lift up our eyes. We're looking up to. We're looking up. We're measuring time diligently, like it says in Ezra chapter 9, verse 1 down. Because we're in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, brothers got any quotes?
No, beautiful.
All right. So, yeah, so just to wrap it up, man, everything that Esau is doing, it's Revelation 13:16. He's causing all. He's moving everybody. He's moving everybody. He's got the cattle prod behind. There's no sheep to go this way because he's causing all slaughtered. Or in other words, to take that mark, whether it be the northern crane plant, okay, which is for the head, or whether it be the mark of well, that's whether it be the microchip that's going on. Okay, and once that's made mandatory, World War III, man, it's intensified. It's already being fought, but it's being fought in a manner in which people won't necessarily recognize World War III. That's when it's going to be undeniable. It's going to happen after that. And so, hey, one more precept and then we'll close it up. Look at Ezekiel 33. We're going to go straight to the point. 33 and 33. Okay? And then we'll close it out. Okay, and Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, and just the verses right up above it, one I was backing up the brother with, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song, and one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do not. Mm-hmm. Okay, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. All right, I don't know what it looks like. Mm-hmm. Everything can go back to super hunky dory normal. It's gonna come to pass, man. Words of Yahweh are faithful and true. Yep. All right. Then shall they know that a prophet has been. All right. And so with that, let's give all glory out and praises to you. Okay. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, but peace, love, and respect. Of the earth, I want what is God to be of his blessing to sit down, edifying, encouraging, I'm watching, listening, or watching. Yash, my yash, my yash, my zan, my here. Kwame Asubala. Yeah, Baba Kusha, Baba Ball, and Ta. We'll call out of one. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.